Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and his Anambra counterpart, Charles Soludo, have entered the frame as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Atiku Abubakar continues his search for a running mate. Mr. Abubakar won the PDP presidential primary at the national convention of the party held on Saturday in Abuja. Mr. Wike came second in the contest that involved 10 other candidates after Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwa stepped down for Atiku just before the delegates began voting. The Rivers State Governor was bitter over the manner of his loss, especially with the organizers of the convention for allowing Mr. Tambuwa to announce his withdrawal after earlier taking his turn at the podium to canvass for votes from the delegates. He stormed out of the convention after realizing from the sort of votes that he had lost and refused to congratulate the winner until after Atiku visited him at his Abuja residence on Monday. Mr. Wike returned the gesture on Wednesday by visiting Atiku at home in Abuja, just as the candidate intensified the search for his running mate for the 2023 election. Premium Times learned on Thursday that Mr. Wike is one of the four prospects to which Atiku has recently turned his searchlight. According to our source, some party leaders and associates of Atiku believes that having Mr. Wike on the ticket would facilitate total reconciliation in the party and help the PDP to go into the election as a united party. Atiku is obliged to pick a southerner as his running mate. Mr. Wike is from the South-South region and drew strong support from many parts of the country in his failed bid for the ticket of the party. Those pushing for his selection are referencing the structure he has built across the country as put to use at the primary and also his deep pocket, which they said would be a big asset for mounting a strong campaign for the election. But some party leaders have continued to dissuade Atiku against picking Mr. Wike, saying he lacks the temperament, maturity, and comportment for a vice presidential office. However, some other party leaders have been rooting for Mr. Soludo, who only this year assumed office as Anambra State Governor. Although Mr. Soludo was a member of the PDP for several years and served as economic advisor to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who later appointed him as the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, he was elected last year to his current job on the ticket of the All Progressive Grand Alliance (ABGA). But those pushing for his nomination are arguing that, as an economics, he would be most suitable for the role of chairman of the National Economic Council, a position assigned to the vice president by the constitution. They also argue that his professional knowledge and experience will be useful to the president and the country in rebuilding the economy, which they said will be one of the greatest tasks awaiting the next president. They also believe that his nomination would appease the Southeast and stem the growing animosity towards the PDP in the region for ignoring the agitation of the Igbo presidency. It is, however, not clear whether Mr. Soludo was aware that his candidature was being canvassed and whether he would be willing to give up his job in Oka for a new one in Abuja. He could not be reached to comment for this story. He did not answer multiple calls made to his known telephone number. He also has not yet replied to a message sent to him. His nomination may also rile PDP leaders in his home, Southeast, and expose him to the same hostility from among them as faced by one of his predecessors as Anambra Governor Peter Obi, after Atiku also nominated him as his running mate for the 2019 presidential election. Mr. Obi last week left the PDP after being screened for the party's presidential primary and has been nominated as the candidate of the Labour Party. Atiku is also considering the duo of governors Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State and Emmanuel Udom of Akwa Ibom State as he frantically seeks a running mate. Wike and Soludo in the frame as Atiku expands search for running mate. Atiku has won the ticket of the People's Democratic Party, and they have to pick a running mate and present the name of that person to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). We know the position of the vice president is not elective; it's by appointment. So Atiku has to pick who he wants to be his running mate, and speculations going around that there's a possibility that is between Nyesom Wike and Charles Soludo, the governor of Anambra State. It's interesting. We know how everything played out. Nyesom Wike wasn't happy with the outcome. He even was fuming seriously that southern governors betrayed him and that they are going to reap what they sow. Something is coming for them. But the part that is worthy of note is where the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum, they rejected Atiku's candidacy, told PDP that they are not accepting it. That when it was the turn of the North in 2019, that they gave it their all, supported President Muhammadu Buhari. Now is the turn of the South, and the North, they are trying to uh, behave as if they don't know what is going on, or they've never heard anything about zoning or rotation. So the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum are not happy, and they've sent a sound warning to all of the Southern leaders, the politicians who are aspiring um, to get into Aso Rock, that none of them should accept the position of VP or Vice President. And all of these names mentioned is from the South. It's also been gathered that Atiku Abubakar is working seriously to get someone from the South that at least that can console the people, and the people will feel that, okay, there's a balance somewhere there. And also, he's looking towards the East. The agitation in that region is also said to be one of the reasons why Atiku Abubakar is seeking to get someone from that region, that could possibly calm the people of that region down and give them a sense of belonging. But again, Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum have told all of these politicians not to accept the position of vice presidency. So if they all reject it, if eventually probably he approaches Wike or Soludo, any of these names mentioned here, Okowa's name was mentioned as well. If he approaches any of these persons, and all of these persons, we know they are all serious politicians. If he approaches any of them, are they going to boldly tell him that unfortunately we cannot be your VP, or are they going to embrace it, take it with all joy? We'll see how all of this plays out. But guys, leave us your own take. Thank you once again for staying tuned, and please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.